Okay, are you ready? Here we go. I'm gonna keep the rest for a secret and the surprise. So on the inside of the body, I decided to go with a silver look because if ever, this is the PS12 from Tamiya. If ever, because I am going to paint this on the outside, if ever you scratch the body or scratch the paint, it's going to look like a metal at through the scratch. So that's the reason I went with a silver. So I'll put another coat. I don't have to go that heavy on it. So I will put another quick coat on it, and then I'll peel it, wash it, the outside of it, and then I'll paint the outside of it. So what I've decided to do is actually paint it a red-brown. That's going to be for the rusty kind of look under it. And then I'm actually going to paint it, I'm going to put some salt at certain areas, and then I'm actually going to paint it cobalt green. After I painted cobalt green, I'll put a little bit more salt around the area just to make it look like it was pre-painted before. And this is going to be the final coat, PS12, which is going to be the metallic blue. After I've done all that, I will be putting some dark streaking grime onto the body because I do want to age it. I don't want it to look freshly painted. So I am going to use the AK dark streaking grime. And then I'm going to put the streaking grime. Difference between this is this actually you can put it, well both of them you're going to be putting it with a paintbrush, but this one actually leaks down and gives a nice streak. So it's as if it's been sitting there for a long time. This one is going to make it look dirty. So see how that turned out. So let's continue painting. One thing that I've learned from some people that actually do these weathering is that the best salt to use is not the table salt, but the kosher salt. So it is for gourmet cooking and also gourmet painting. LOL. To make things go a little quicker, I'm gonna use a dryer. Now don't put it on too hot, you might damage it. So I'm putting it on warm. Okay, just a quick tip, because I'm gonna patina this, so I have to paint on the outside, which means I do have to mask the outside now, but I've used a mask on the inside. So my trick is you can use any type of tape, but I had the Tamiya white tape here. So I actually put it on top of the original mask that came with this, and then I can just use my X-Acto and just cut around the edges, and then I'll have my mask to put on the outside. Now it's time to peel the film off this and get painting with some patina. Peeling it off. Should work pretty good. Always use a well-ventilated area. Now this thing is gonna send the exhaust out. Shake, rattle and roll. Shake, rattle and roll. Don't forget, shake it well. on warm and low. Basically, this is how I've done it. I've used brown, orange, and a little bit of black to do some speckle. Hopefully it's going to show up a little bit, but I've went around with some water and put some salt around the edges and around the spots where I want to mask. So you're actually using the salt to mask what you want to keep. The rest is going to be painted over a different color. Now I still have to do the rear and this side, but I'm waiting for this to dry a little bit. I did, after putting the salt on, I did spray it on with some water again. That helps keep everything kind of not frozen but hardened, that it actually stays in that spot. So you can actually work with the body and flip it around a little bit without making the salt fall down. But you do have to wait until the body is fully dry before painting it. You do and you don't. There is different ways you can actually do it. You can keep the bubbles and keep it as a special effect to actually paint. But I'm gonna wait. The top is almost dry. I am using the air dryer to make it go a little faster. On high but very low wind, so I don't blow everything off, but it's staying there pretty good with the water. That salt is pretty good to do what you want to do, so it's kosher salt and not just table salt. It does stick a little bit to the water and sticks a heck of a lot better to the body than regular salt. Now I'm working on the fenders, waiting till it dries a little bit. I did do half the truck, kind of. I am waiting till it dries a little bit, then I'm going to put salt on these side. I didn't want to disturb the salt too much on the other side, so I decided to do it in 2 steps. And then I'm going to put a third coat on it, and it's going to be a different type of blue. This is actually cobalt blue. It's cobalt green. It is supposed to be green. It looks a little bit blue on my camera right now, but it is cobalt green. So now wait till this dries a bit, and I guess I'll go have a coffee, have lunch, and come back and paint the rest. There we go. Painted everything. Now I gotta put more salt and do the final blue coat. Okay, now I put some salt to mask where I want that cobalt green to actually stay. And now I'm going to be painting the blue, the dark blue, over as my final coat, and then we'll rub everything off. So hopefully it should turn out okay. It's going to be an old looking truck with as if it seemed that it had 2 different paint jobs, and the dark blue one was the most recent one. And then I'll weather it. This is my 4th coat and final coat of paint. We went through 4 coats of paint: silver, brown, cobalt green, and dark blue. And then we're going to put this thing on to make it look old. And a whole lot of salt that I found is a synthetic wool for sanding. So this should help break things up apart and to break that first layer of paint and get the salt off. Well, I hope he's going to be happy with it. It sure is different, that's for sure. So I'm putting this AK streaking grime onto the truck. So I'm putting it pretty heavy on, and then I'm wiping it. I'm leaving it there maybe 30 or 40 seconds. And this is gonna make everything look aged and rusted. So it's just gonna make it look grimy. Like I put a whole bunch there. And on this side, you can already tell this side was done, but this side wasn't. So that looks way shinier, and this one looks a little bit more dirty. So I am gonna be putting it on. I'm gonna be putting it all over the roof. I am trying to be careful not to put it too much on the windows, but I am gonna dirty up the windows a bit also. So anyways, making it look old is a lot of fun. There you can see the big difference from the back where it's actually aged and the front where I've put some. And now I'm actually gonna dry it up. I'm leaving the edge there a little longer so it actually dries a little bit more and more towards the back. So it actually gonna make it look very old and grimy. So it's gonna look better and better as it goes. Cool. There, I did half the hood just to show the biggest difference, especially on that side and that side. So, and I did up there. So it should turn out pretty good. Can't wait till it dries a little bit to actually see how it is going to turn out. I am going to put a little bit more grime and leave it there around the edges of the windows and things like that. So it looks a little bit older. But once it dries up, it should be pretty cool and take the shine out of the truck. This side has been done for a bit. How to make something look new, look old. There we go. I made things look a little bit old on the inside, so I could go even worse, but I made it dirty because the rest of the truck will be. So the inside has to match. So this should be good once it dries up and things like that. So I've actually used some of this stuff on there over the paint. Dark streaking grime on there, so I'm just waiting for it to dry up. On over some edges. I am going to use a cloth real quick and try to get the big stuff out, but at least it's starting to look a little bit older. So it's just time and effort and going over it and trying to make it look old. Lots of fun, but lots of time. So here we go. What I've done is actually just use the wiper and basically do a wipe with it to actually place it to where the wiper strikes are going to go. And then I'm going to use the cloth that has that stuff on it still, a little wet, and I'm just going to smudge everywhere where I want the windows to be dirty and see how it turns out. Oh, I painted it instead because there wasn't enough on the cloth, so now I'm going to take it off. There we go, I just wiped it. Now let's take the tape off and see what it looks like. There, now I just have to install the wipers.
Damn. Yeah, buddy.
It's all dirty.
It's not even new.
Yeah, the tires are all dirty.
I had to make it look old.
Brand new, and this is how you give it back to me?
All scratched up and rust.
Now I need to find a driver.
You wanted it to look old in patina? Well, there you go.
Look, it even comes with debris.
With debris, yeah, from my old trail.
got it on camera rolling it down the big hill in the back.
Yeah, Sandy Hill.
Sandy Hill. Wasn't pretty.
And I rolled it this morning.
This sure is. Look at that. Broken window.
Yeah. I broke the window in the front and there's a bullet hole in the back also. Look in the back window, there's a bullet hole.
We missed 2 trucks in the picture.
Hey, Nick.
Comment ça va?
Ça va bien, toi?
No more Lady
Nice
Gaga.
work, Frank.
Gaga.
A lot of small little details everywhere on that.
Oh, what? Oh, my God.
Open window. Shifter. And the seats are even dirty.
Yeah, I weathered the inside also. Couldn't have it looking new.
That is really nice, Frank. I like that. All old and dirty, brand spanking new.
Yeah, I know. I was going to weather the underneath, but I just ran out of time.
That'll come with time.
Now you need to put it back. We'll take it